everyday life has been made easier with the help of plastics, from plastic bags helping to carry our shoppings to plastic being used as water bottles. Although it has many uses, we directly throw them away after using it for a short period of time. Plastics are hard to decompose, thus the method 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycle, are introduced. But does that really help? Indonesia is one of the countries who produce the highest plastic bag waste. According to the Indonesian Plastic Industry Association and the Central Statistics Agency, Indonesia has around 64 million tons of plastic trash. In fact, Data Sustainable Waste Indonesia even stated that only 10% of the plastic waste are recycled and 50% of it are thrown away to the landfill. The most used method in handling plastics in Indonesia is using machineries and modern technology. Most of the plastics that are recycled in Indonesia are done by companies and factories. First, they collect the plastic waste products from the households and landfill sites. These will then be sorted based on the plastic type and color. They are passed through a machine along with soap and warm water. This aims to remove residual dirt, bacteria, and anything that is not made from plastic. Plastic waste that has been sorted and washed are then cut into smaller pieces, making it easier for them to be processed. Lastly, these plastic flakes are melted and compressed to be reshaped into brand new items or products. But there's another problem. One of the conditions for recycling plastics is for the plastic to be separated from other waste. However, most of the plastic trash in Indonesia has been contaminated with other waste products and are hard to be separated. This is why we not only need to improve our recycling method, but also to increase the efficiency in separating plastic materials from other waste.
Although they seem to handle plastic well in the factories, there are still many citizens who choose to burn plastic as an easy way to get rid of them. This is concerning because by burning plastic, we release harmful fumes, for example, dioxins. If inhaled in, it can instantly cause coughing, shortness of breath, and dizziness. The long-term effect is cancer. Not only that, burning also releases the greenhouse gas, carbon dioxide or CO2, which blocks the heat from Earth to exit the atmosphere and increases the rate of global warming. Burning also leaves behind a residue which is highly toxic and often ends up in the surrounding soil or waterways. This can affect the growth of plants and harm animals living near the waterways. Most plastics in Indonesia are thrown to landfill sites. There are more than 500 landfill sites in Indonesia, which totals about 2,000 hectares. Landfills are at risk of reaching overcapacity due to the high population growth that demands more land for agriculture and living. Some of these plastics reach the oceans, causing dangers to marine life. Usually, they come from urban and stormwater runoff, sewers overflows, littering, inadequate waste disposal, or illegal dumping. Marine animals like turtles and fishes might mistake these plastics for food and digest it. Since plastic breaks down into small particles called microplastic, it is also easier for sea animals to ingest it. The toxins from the microplastics can poison marine organisms and decrease their population. Most of the plastics are made out of PET or polyethylene terephthalate, which could take up to 450 years to decompose. PET is very difficult to decay to the point that it's almost impossible to break them down because most bacteria can't decompose PET. However, scientists have discovered special enzymes that could decompose PET in a shorter period of time. The enzyme is called PETase, which could break down PET with a 20% faster rate than the usual ones. Another enzyme discovered is methase, which further breaks down the product formed from the work of PETase enzyme called mono-2-hydroxyethyl terephthalate to produce the building monomers of PET, which are terephthalic acid and ethylene glycol. This means that the PET can be recycled well to produce another product for the new use of that PET. But this method can't save the world from plastic pollution if we keep using plastic excessively. The most important part in reducing plastic is preventing ourselves from using disposable plastic and start to use reusable bags and bottles.